Lindsay with a country note. We are here with two of my favorite people, Marty and Mike from Shenandoah. Oh my gosh, y'all know this already. You know I'm an 80s and 90s country baby. You're one of my favorite bands. I love it.
Who were you with yesterday?
That's the one. You're all my favorites. No, y'all are back with new music.
Yeah, you know, and the first in 20 years.
I know. What took you so long?
You know, the way this thing started, Marty had been gone from the band for 17 years, and he had been back for maybe 3 months, and I had a call out of the blue from Jay DeMarcus from Rice Flats, and Jay said, "Hey man, I'm hearing a rumor that Marty's rejoined Shenandoah. Is that true?" I said, "Yeah, he just came back a few months ago." And he said, "Look, man, I'm a huge fan." He said, "Our whole band's big Shenandoah fans." He said, "The first song we ever sang together was Church on Cumberland Road." And he said, "I'd love to take you guys in the studio and see if we can't get a record deal for y'all." And so we came up to Nashville and with Jay and listened to, I don't know, several hundred songs, and picked out 5 of them, and then went to the studio and Jay produced the record for us. And we narrowed it down to 3 songs to put on the record. They took it to BMG and they loved it, but they wanted us to record, I call it a hybrid album. It's a studio album and then live.
Yep.
And they wanted a live album of all the big hits that we had, which was fine with us. We've been talking about doing a live album from back in the
Those are my favorite albums too, because there's something here, the whistles and the claps, and it's just a completely different feeling than being in the studio.
Well, and the thing that's really kind of neat about being able to do that is because when you've been doing songs for 20, 25, 30 years, they kind of morph into something other than what you did when you recorded it. And the reason why it is because you honestly and truly want to you want to keep things peppy, you want to keep things new to you. So therefore, changing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and never taking it away from what it is. In other words, don't change it to the point nobody even knows what song you play. Right. But just the little old bitty things that you do that kind of keeps it new to you and can keep you honest, excited about doing it and create a flow for 90 minutes that literally carries people up and down and that kind of stuff, because that's what music does. Whether it's slow, whether it's up or down, whatever. Music is powerful. Yeah. And the lyrics move people. Yeah. And so therefore, if you can get folks in a setting that there they are in front of you for 90 minutes, and if you literally can capture them, and for 90 minutes you can take their mind off of absolutely everything in the world that's going on in their life, then that's what you got paid for.
Yeah. Plus too, when people when people hear a live album, if they like it, they're more apt to come see you play.
Come see a show. Yeah.
If you're just listening to the records, you really don't know what the band sounds like live. And McGuire's a really smoking band.
What is it like? Because when you're at a Shenandoah show, I know that you're looking out and you're seeing people mouth the lyrics and you're hearing them sing it back to you. Like what is that like for you? Just to be able to have that interaction. Well, everybody has a story.
I think it's kind of a feeling of love. You feel loved, by the audience when they're showing. That's what they're showing us. When they're singing along, they're saying, I know that. I remember that song. I love that song.
That song spoke to me.
But that song takes you back to that place for 3.5 minutes. And so everybody's got their own story. And I think some of our music probably touched people. I Want to Be Loved Like That certainly did.
Oh my God.
That's the one they sang the loudest every night to us.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could either see that or 2 Dozen Roses.
That's the other.
That's my other favorite.
They get up.
And they stand up. So they'll stand up, and they're dancing in the aisles and dancing in their seats. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, I remember watching them at CMA Fest. Everybody was like up and dancing.
Yeah. Well, that's just the kind of stuff that again, you let them get involved. If you want a good reaction from an audience, first off, let them know that you appreciate them being there.
Yeah.
Look, hey, Man, you want to sing? Man, jump right in there. You know, whatever. Even if you don't know the lyrics, move your lips. It'll make us feel better. You know, that kind of stuff. So you get a chance to, to interact, and people do that because honest and truly, look, anybody can be contracted for 90 minutes to get up there, and you've been to you're going to know what I'm saying.
Oh, I know.
They were contracted for 90 minutes. They got up there. They were introduced. They done their 90 minutes. They're done. It's over.
No.
They're on the bus and they're leaving. That kind of stuff. And you get to thinking, goodness sakes alive. That really was such an absolutely wonderful opportunity of allowing them folks to really have a good time.
Yeah.
And enjoy themselves. And
I think that's what sets country apart anyway.
No doubt.
Because it's always been about the fans.
That's
It comes down to the fans. It comes down to being real. And
Are you old enough to remember Fanfare? Back in
well, I wasn't here, but see, I grew up on Country Weeklies.
Yeah.
My parents would buy me a Country Weekly, and I would flip through the magazine,
Yeah.
and I would look
go.
at those pictures. I mean, in the dirt, in the signing like autographs, and there's pictures of just hundreds of fans,
Yeah.
and I remember thinking, I want to be there one day.
And it gives everybody an opportunity, it gives the
that.
fans an opportunity to get close to the artist, and the artists to get close to the fans that are providing us a job. I mean, if it weren't for the fans, we wouldn't be sitting here talking right now.
yeah, because those really actually were really, really good days.
And that's a unique thing to country music.
And-
You don't see that in pop music.
No.
And that was one of the things that when we first started coming out, I mean, the fanfares, the CMA weeks, those were really the times that you could see a great deal of people that would merge on to Nashville, Tennessee,
And over the years, you became friends with lots and lots and lots of them.
Yeah,
I look forward to seeing them every year.
And then you'd see them. Everybody had a fan club. We had a friend club. That wasn't a fan; it was a friend.
I don't remember what year it was, but Garth had already got really, really big. And I'll never forget, Garth sat at his autograph table for 24 hours. 24 hours sitting there signing autographs. Fans wrapped around the building all hours of the night. Just waiting to meet Garth. And Garth's one of the great artists in our industry. I mean, he's a real giver. He's a great guy. He's genuine. We actually got to do a show with Garth. We bumped into him last spring at the radio seminar, and he came over and said hello to us, and we talked about a show that he actually opened for us in Gaffney, South Carolina years ago at a high school football.
Oh, the Big Peach!
Yep, the Big Peach Festival. But he opened up for us, and we laughed about that last spring. And Marty said, "Hey, Garth, man, get us out there on the road with you this summer, that big tour you got coming up." And he said, "Y'all want to come out and jam with me?" And we said, "Duh, yeah." And next thing you know, we're in Kansas City at Sprint Arena with Garth, opened up the Garth Brooks in front of 25,000 people. But Garth, what made me think of that was the fanfare conversation about how Garth's really a giving person, and
But so many of y'all are, and isn't that great that you all have that friendship and that camaraderie that you literally that you can kind of leave the politics out of it and just go jump and play and jam and hang out with each other and swap stories.
Family. Even, not just the fans and the artists and the artists get close in a lot of cases, and we really feel a kinship to, like in our case, we became really good friends with all the Restless Heart guys, and Kentucky Headhunters, and down in Rio, and Alabama, all those guys, because we were always nominated against each other at the award shows, but that didn't matter. We did. We only won 1 or 2 times, I think, but it seemed like we always got beat out by somebody.
Oh my gosh!
But at the same time, I guess because we were all basically wearing the same shoes as bands in country music, we just felt a kinship to each other.
And everybody's still working. And speaking of working, like, not only do we have this kind of greatest hits, collection going on, but y'all have a new song out.
Yeah, and it's doing good too.
Yeah, it's doing
I
really
love
good.
31 this week.
Yay! Yeah.
Song called Noise, so that's what we're trying to do with it, is make some noise.
I love it.
But we've got a ballad that's on this album that's probably going to be the next single after this one's over with. Marty can tell you about it better than me, because he'll tell you something.
No, I mean it's a cat daddy. It's called Where I Grew Up, and of course, it's one of those kind of songs that what we've heard from a lot of people that we had played the project for after we got done with it, you know, they would say, man, this is what helps this record sound like a Shenandoah record. And, you know, the lyric, now I know you've heard it, but for folks out there that hadn't, you know, there's still marks on that pantry door in that little house where Mama used to measure us. And you think, goodness sakes alive, you know, man, my mama used to do that to us.
You know how refreshing it is though that people are still writing those lyrics? Because I just feel like you don't hear them as much as you should, you know? And I think that's kind of the issue with the old and new is that these songs have gotten slack, for lack of a better word.
Well, I think that's one of the things that
and
makes...
they're trying to bring back, like that's why there is so much love for the 80s and 90s, and everybody's trying to bring that back because people want real.
Yeah,
they want
that's one of the things I
voice.
think that made Shenandoah become Shenandoah. We always recorded, not that we didn't cut a ditty from time to time, we did, but If Bubba Can Dance, I Can Too, and Next to You, Next to Me, they didn't say a whole lot, but they were fun, and we have a fun streak in us. But at the same time, we're serious about music, you know, and we look for the best songs we can get our hands on, whether we wrote them or not. Usually somebody else did, but we had good ears for songs. That's how I Want to Be Loved Like That, and Mama Knows, you know, and some of those big hits that we had. So when we went in with Jay, we wanted to keep the integrity of being the kind of band that records serious songs, you know, and this ballad that we're talking about, it's I think it's as good as I Want to Be Loved Like That, or really any ballad that we've ever done, you know. It's really something special. We can't wait for it to come out.
I'm so excited for this whole album to come out, for everybody to hear.
No kid, I mean, we truly do love what we do, and so therefore, you know, we go out and do it. You know?
Awesome. I'm so excited for y'all. We're so happy that y'all are still making music, still cranking it out. Please go check out Shenandoah. You know all of their big hits. You're going to get to hear them all together on this album. Go see them live. They're amazing, an amazing group, amazing people.